Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. Okay. It's about a young teenager. I think he's around 16 or so. He had something happen to him at his school. And apparently these kids who he thought were his friends, he found out listening to them, he caught them in the secret conversation and found out they weren't really who he thought they were. And they were just basically using him for his money, okay? Because he would buy lunch every day for them, and he spent a lot of his money. His parents were pretty well off, and that was pretty much the backdrop. And upon finding out that he wasn't as liked as he thought he was, he decided, you know what? Fuck this school. I don't want to be here anymore. So he convinced his parents to let him go to another school. So for them to get him to go to the other school, he has to basically move away from home a little while. So he has his own apartment. Okay. And apparently this is quite normal in certain instances out here in Japan. You know, kids around 16, 17 years old, you know, as they progress in high school, a lot of these kids want to go to different schools, and they are allotted kind of like their own dorm, so to speak, before even going to college. So that's what he was doing. He moved into his new place, and then he had a next door neighbor who was a beautiful girl, his age, going to the same school, of course. And she started out kind of rude and just kind of, weird, I guess. I don't know how else to word it. But as time went on, they became friends, and she took care of this guy, man. She went in. He was a messy guy. He was a messy kid. Kept his place jacked up all the time. He could not cook to save his life. On top of all of that as well. So she went in there. She kept his house clean, kept his areas nice and neat. And then she even cooked for him. Okay. Great 5-star meals on a daily. All right. And just pampered the fuck out of him pretty much. And they developed this friendship. And over time, it was basically about them liking each other, but no one wanted to take that initial step towards telling the other person that, hey, I like you, I care about you, I love you, whatever you want to call it. And they pretty much did everything else but that. Okay. There were instances where he was sick and she made him, go to bed. She stayed with him in his apartment overnight just to make sure that he didn't get up, and stayed in bed and got his rest, and make sure he was fed and he ate right and all these things. And something happened similar to her, as episodes later, and he did the same thing. And they went out of their way to try to let everybody else know, their friends and everybody at the school know, that they were not a couple. Okay. It was just very, very refreshing. It was something that I found myself engulfed in. I finished it in 2 sittings. So I think I watched half of it one sitting and the other half the other. It's like 12 episodes long, and it's an excellent anime. I actually really enjoyed myself. And once again, the name of that anime is The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. So if you're looking for something different and you want to take a chance on something, definitely check this one out. And I looked it up. I found it because I was looking at like the best anime of 2023. And this one came up as an honorable mention. So I was just taking notes, writing stuff down, and Crunchyroll just has so many different anime. So I just got lost in the sauce, found it, wrote it down, and decided to give it a chance. And I'm so glad that I did.